And all right. All right, girls, so we'll go ahead and get started in a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like, feels like to you. If you're not comfortable seated, you can always extend your legs. You can always lie down if you want to start lying down. But we're just going to go ahead and take a minute to close our eyes, slow down that body, slow down that mind and that breath. Sitting up nice and tall, each vertebrae stacked one on top of the other. Just creating some length through that spine. Trying to feel that breath move throughout that body as you inhale and as you exhale. Just sending that breath throughout that body and that mind to release any resistance, any tension, anything that won't be needed for our practice this morning. Just trying to let it all go. Just as you take a few more nice deep breaths, bring your focus to our practice this morning, to your intention, your reason for being here. If you're having a hard time finding that reason, just be okay with just being here. If you do have purpose, release a little resistance or tension physically or mentally, a little bit of peace, a little bit of tranquility, peace of mind, peace of body, whatever it might be. Just keeping that close throughout our practice and letting that guide you. The next time you inhale, lifting up through the top of the head, making that spine nice and long. As you exhale, lower that chin to your chest. And then gently rocking that head out side to side, right ear, right shoulder. Left ear to the left shoulder. Gently rocking that head out, that chin coming through center each time, with that chin passing through center, just keeping that neck safe. And then bring that right ear over to the right shoulder and press that left shoulder down the way. Create some space to the side of the neck as best as you can, just by pushing that shoulder down the way. And then if you'd like, you can take that left hand beside you and walk those fingers away. And then let's tilt that chin down a little bit towards that right shoulder. So just changing the angle of the neck, and you should be able to change and the stretch a little bit further back through the neck. Welcome. So those of you that have joined us, welcome to yoga. It's great to see y'all. And then let's lift that chin back up. Walk that left hand back in if it's moved. Relax that shoulder. And then a couple times, just rock that head out side to side. And when you're ready to take the left ear to the left shoulder, we'll start by holding it here. And again, first just start by trying to press that right shoulder actively down and away. And then if you feel like you need more, take that right hand down, walk those fingers away. The chin lifted back for the moment. And then again, just tilting that chin down towards that left shoulder, changing that angle, change that stretch a little bit. And tilting that chin back up, again, walk that hand back in, relax that shoulder, and then again, a couple more times, just rock that head out side to side, right, left, right. And then we'll bring the chin down towards the chest. Chin down towards your chest, stretching out the back of the neck, push the shoulders back and down. And then And just relaxing those shoulders. Inhale, bring that chin above the chest and open those eyes. Hands on by your side. Inhale, nice deep breath, sitting up nice and tall. And exhale and fold forward. Seated forward fold, head, chest, and body coming as far forward as you can go. Just to where you feel that back release a little bit. Those hips open up. Just coming to wherever your body will allow. Whatever feels good. If it doesn't feel good, listen to your body. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale, lifting ourselves all the way up together, bringing ourselves up. And then from here, let's take those legs out and extend those legs out in front of us. And sitting on a kid's blanket, those legs, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale up and exhale and fold forward. So we're folding forward with those legs extended, stretching those hamstrings, taking that body wherever it will allow. Just a gentle stretch from the hamstrings in the back at the moment. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale, all that body comes up together. And then from here, let's just take the hands down behind you with the fingers forward. And let's just lean back slightly and open up that chest and squeeze those shoulder blades together. So just keeping those legs where they are. Again, hands just behind you, fingers forward. Open that chest, tilt that head back if you've got good neck stability, and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Just take that stretch, opening up through those shoulders. And now let's just point the toes. As we get to the end of our practice, we will be doing a reverse plank, which is here, just a little preparatory for it. We're not quite warm enough to do that yet. So just point the toes, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then go ahead and release. And then let's bend those knees, feet on the ground, and then let's draw that chin in towards your chest. Keep a hold of the shins, and bring the chin in, take those shoulder blades and pull them apart. And then reversing that curl, lifting that chest, and again, squeezing those shoulder blades together. So kind of a modified cat-cow here. And then release, excuse me, chin to your chest. And then again, just coming up. So just a modified cat-cow seated here for a moment. Taking those shoulders, pulling apart, stretching one more time, each way. And then from here, just coming into a neutral spine. And from here, we're just going to come into a modified boat. And then from here, you can keep a hold of the shins, or if you want to go to the hamstrings, but we're just going to lean back and come into our V-sit. So we're just sitting back, lifting that chest tall, and again, a modified boat because we're still warming up. So again, hands to the shins or the hands at the hamstrings. So I want you just to support yourself while we're still continuing to warm ourselves up. Just come, squeeze those inner thighs together, keep those legs together. And then from here, we're going to release those legs and we're going to recline back onto our forearms. And then from here, we're just going to bend one knee while we straighten the other. So warming up that belly, extend one leg, point the toe, extend. And again, just reclining back onto the forearm, supporting that body, and then extend the right leg, keep the left knee bent and just hold. And then again, just extend, release. And then when you're ready, take the left leg out and try to keep it hovering above the ground. Try to keep it hovering and hold. And then once again, go ahead and exchange, release. Keep bending, extending. All right, and then making sure we've got some room around us because we're gonna come back, grab a hold of the shins, and we're just gonna be rolling ourselves up to seated. Come and pause and hold with those toes hovering above the ground. Come up, pause and hold. And again, just holding yourself in that boat. When we come up, one more time. And once we're up, come and hold. So coming up, hold and hold. And then from here, once again, coming back onto the forearms. And this time, let's take those legs all the way up. And then we're just gonna extend one leg while the other leg is up. And we're extend the other. And that belly working. Extending one leg, and then one leg comes down and just hold that split. And then bring it up, alternate a couple more times. And then we're going to bring the opposite leg down and hold. And then once again, bend those knees, roll, rock and roll. So we'll help massage that back a little bit. Roll back, come up. And then once we're up, come and hold again. So come and hold, lift and lengthen all the way through that spine. And then let's extend those legs. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale up and exhale and fold forward. Seated forward fold. Coming forward and hold it here. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale, bring that body up. And let's come up onto our hands and our knees for a couple of cat-cows. So coming to those hands and those knees, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, about shoulder width and about hip distance apart. And round that back, coming into cat, chin comes in towards your chest. Just holding cat for a moment. Take a couple breaths right here. Feel that stretch through the back, through the belly as well. And then reverse that curl, lift that tailbone up behind you, gaze comes slightly forward, bring those shoulder blades together. So coming into cow. But always remember as we come here, you don't want to let that belly just go. You're going to keep that belly pulled in tight. Always keeping the belly tight and the abdominals tight. Inhale and exhale, rounding reverse. As you'll hear me a lot say, as we inhale and pull that belly in, and inhale because keeping the abdominals strong helps protect that back. One more time each way. And let's come to a neutral spine. And then from here, we're just going to curl the toes and pick the knees up so they're hovering right above the ground. So just pull that belly in tight. And if you have been experiencing any back issues, especially in our days of staying at home a lot and quarantine, join us for Pilates. Keeping that belly strong helps support that back. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to come to the knees, feet together, slide the hands forward and sit back into child's pose. So as we come into child's pose, sliding ourselves back, sitting back. Sitting back into child's pose. Alrighty. Take a few breaths right here. Inhale, exhale. And then lifting that head up. And let's go ahead and curl your toes, make your way to your downward facing dog. So coming into our down dog, pushing that body weight back into those heels, just away from the arms. Here, keeping it not like that I'm moving out of the front and center, but we will stay there. And then let's look towards those hands, walk the feet to the hands and the hands toes the feet. Come to a standing forward fold. Head, chest, and body coming towards those legs, lengthening those hamstrings, bringing that entire body together. And then too, if it feels good, you can walk it out. And when you're ready, equal weight pulling up through both legs in your standing forward fold. Head, chest, body come towards those legs. Keep that head relaxed. And then let's inhale to a flat back. Gaze comes out over the end of your mat, if you're on one. If not, just out over the end of the feet. You're pushing those hamstrings back behind you, and you're trying to lengthen all the way through that head and pull the head to the front. And then exhale, release back into that forward fold. Inhale, arms up to the side, head up, chest up, flat, flat back. Up we come, all the way up to standing. Bring ourselves up and bring the hands down and around to our heart center. And then from here, you're going to be taking those feet, keeping those feet about hip distance apart. And then from here, just going to give you a nice deep breath in and then sit back into your chair. So let's go ahead and bend into the knees. As we bend into those knees, body weight goes back into those heels, keeping that chest lifted and arms extended. So we're just taking that body weight, sitting back into our imaginary chair. Body weight back on the heels now, just bending into those knees where you're comfortable. Just keeping those arms extended. Wherever you can go. So you can go up over the shoulders. You got good shoulder flexibility. Great. If not, just stay where you are. And let's bring those hands together and twist to the right. So twisting to the right, left elbow comes above that right knee, keeping that low body right where it was. Just taking that gaze over to the right. press those palms together. Trying to get that right elbow up above the left. And steady yourself as you take your gaze over to the side. And then from here, let's come back to center. Release those arms back into our chair. And once again, hands together, and then twist to the left. And again, try and get that elbow above that knee so we don't put pressure onto that knee joint, because you will be pressing into that elbow, into that thigh a little bit to take that twist. And then release, come back to center, back to our chair, arms up, one more breath, and then release and fold forward. Coming back into that forward fold. A couple breaths right here, lengthen those legs. And then from here, walk or jump into a plank. A nice strong plank. Pull that belly in nice and tight. Now make sure you've got those hands underneath those shoulders. And remember, if you ever need to modify a plank, you can always come to your knees and still take that lean forward and pull that belly in and still get the benefit of getting that core, a little bit of strength. Hold it here. Just give me a couple more breaths. While we're here, let's just go ahead and lift the right leg up. And then place it down and lift the left leg up. And then release, hold here. And before we slowly chaturanga, let's just use the toes, push the shoulders slightly in front of the wrists, lower yourself down, lifting up to your up dog, lifting from the front of the belly, top of the thighs of the feet, curl your toes to your downward facing dog. Coming back into that down dog. If you want to, walk it out, whatever feels good. Settle in, take a couple breaths, relax here. And then from here, lift that right leg up behind you, nice and high into your down dog splits. So just lift that leg wherever it will go. Bend that knee underneath the body and through the plank in between the hands. If it didn't get where it needed to be, pick it up, help move it forward. And then we'll bring ourselves up into a high lunge. So lifting that body, bringing ourselves up, coming up into a high lunge, bending into those knees, reaching with those arms. Take a look for those toes. See if you can still see them. If you can't, maybe try and wiggle the toes a little further forward. Just take a couple breaths right here. And then let's bring those hands together and we're going to twist to the right. So we've got the left elbow above the right knee and we're just twisting, looking over the right, trying to find some balance. If you need more help and stability, you can always go down to that left knee if you need to. Breath. And then let's release. Let's come back up into that high lunge. And then let's open up that left foot, open up the hips, open up the arms, straighten out that back leg, and bend back into that front knee to warrior two. So now as we come into our warrior two here, squeezing those shoulder blades together, bending into that front knee. And again, take a look for those toes. Chances are if you can still see your toes, you have good knee placement, because when the toes disappear and that ankle and that foot get behind that knee, it overstretches those tendons and ligaments in that knee. And over time, you can end up injuring those knees. So, a little attention. Looking out over those fingertips at the right, if you've got good neck stability. If not, look anywhere that's comfortable. One more breath. And now what we're going to do is we're going to swing that left arm forward and that left hip forward into warrior one. So now just coming into warrior one, trying to take that left hip, turn it, and bring both hips facing forward, bend into that front knee, same lower body position with that front knee, but now just that left hip coming forward and both arms reaching up overhead. And a nice deep breath. And then from here, we're just going to release those hands down. We're going to send that right leg back behind us. back into our down dog splits. So send that leg back. And then that right knee comes towards that right elbow in a plank and hold. And then extend up. And then again, bring that right knee to the right elbow. And then we're gonna bring the right knee across to the left elbow. We're gonna come back up. Second time we come across, we're gonna extend that leg through and come to our falling star. So if you need to modify this, you can't come here, you would bring the right knee underneath the body and come right here. But if you can, take that leg, extend it through, just hold. One more breath. And then we're gonna come back, extend that leg back behind you. This time, bring that knee underneath and back up. One more time, knee comes underneath and back up. Angle forward to a one-legged plank. Then from here, slowly, chaturanga, release yourself down. Release that leg, come to your up dog. And when you're ready, to your downward facing dog. Remember too, if down dog is not so restful, you can always choose another resting posture, such as child's pose. So there's lots of ways to modify. You can come to child's pose. When we're doing our planks, remember there's knee options. Just do what works best for you. Remember, don't do what's easy. If you're up for the challenge, challenge, but don't do things to you that you can help put you in pain for days to come. Left leg lifts up behind you, nice and high. Bend that knee, swing it forward. In between the hands, we didn't get there. Again, pick it up, move it to that high lunge. Fill yourself up, come up. Take a look for those toes, and find yourself. Reach long. And then from here, again, hands together, twist to the left, right elbow above the left knee. And again, if you need to modify, come to your knee. No shame in having to come to that knee. Challenge to your challenge place. Continue to breathe. And always do, if you ever need extra challenge, just close your eyes. One more breath. And then untwist. Bring ourselves up, drop onto the inside of the back foot, open up the hips, open up the arms, bend into that front knee to your warrior two. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Try and get that left arm out in front of that left shoulder and the right arm behind the left shoulder. And again, just bringing that right hip, turning it forward, right arm forward into warrior one. So just trying to draw that right hip around. Bending into that front knee, reaching the arms up nice and long. One more breath. And then let's take those hands down. And again, framing that left foot. Let's send that left leg back behind you. And then left knee comes towards the left elbow. And again, you can do this from your knees. And then extend that leg back up. Left knee comes to the left elbow. So this can all be done here and extend or from your toe. And then bring it across. You just have to make sure you got a little bit of room for that leg. If you're on your knee, extend back up. Second time we come across, remember we're going to take that leg through to our falling star. Take that left, right arm up. So again here, easy way to modify, come to a knee and extend that arm. So again, come wherever works for you. Find the place that's best for you and just hold. Hi Lori, hi Zara, hi Lek. Thanks for coming to join me. Just seeing who's snuck in. So again, if you're in your falling star, one more breath here. Extend back up, send that left leg behind you. Bring that knee underneath. And then extend one more time, knee underneath. Into that three-legged plank, come and hold. And then from here, slowly, chaturanga to your up dog, and then to your down dog. Remember, if you need to modify your down dog, go to child's pose or go somewhere else. That's for you. Remember, this is your practice. And lucky you, I really can't see what y'all are doing, so it's entirely up to you. One more breath. And then let's look to the hands and then walk or jump the feet to the hands to our standing forward fold. So let those arms rest. This being those planks, shoulders are working, upper body's working. So pick up the arms, you can circle whatever, shake it. Just let them rest, relax for just a moment. And then from your inhale to that flat back, take a gaze out over the end of your mat or the end of the feet. Push those hamstrings back. Make that back nice and long. And then exhale, release back to that forward fold. Inhale, arms up to the side, head up, chest leads, the flat back. Up we come, all the way up to standing. And bring the hands down and around. You can stay exactly where you are. I just turn around so you guys can see what's going on. You know, I move a lot, but feet together. And also too, if you ever get in the directions facing away from me, don't be afraid. Just follow me, my voice. All right, they're gonna bring those feet together. So now the legs are very narrow, feet even touching if you can, thighs touching. As those thighs don't touch, which is good for you. Inhale up, exhale, sit back into our chair pose. But if your thighs do touch, this is a great way to help support yourself because you just squeeze those inner thighs together, bend into those knees, reach the arms up. So again, our chair, which we were here earlier, but our legs were a little bit wider, which is a little more stable. Here's a little less stability. Bring the hands together and twist to the right. So again, coming into that twist, a lot less stable base. Got those feet close or touching. Just come, try and find a place. Take a minute. And then from here, release the arms back up to our chair. Again, hands back together, twist to the left. Try and get that elbow above the knee. We're on the thigh, on the top of the thigh, outside of the thigh, wherever it lands, but just not on that knee joint. And then back to center, bring the arms back up. One more breath in your chair, and then release to that forward fold. Try and keep the legs there for just a minute again. It's a lot less stable with those feet so close together, but just trust that you can stay here. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Lengthen those hamstrings, lengthen that back. Bring it all together. And then from here, you're going to place your hands down and you're going to walk or jump, probably walk. With those feet so close together, back into our plank. So coming back into our plank, find that nice strong place. And then from here, again, use the toes to push the shoulders slightly in front of the wrists. That'll help protect the wrists. So slowly chaturanga, lift up to your up dog. And then when you're ready, curl your toes, lift your hips to your downward facing dog. And just come here, relax for a few breaths. And then we're going to angle forward back to our plank again. And then from here, you're going to move that right hand so it's a little bit more central underneath the body. We're going to come to a side plank. And we're going to roll to the side, try and stack those feet, take that left arm up. Now, what do you do here if you can't stack the feet? Yeah, you can keep a foot in front, but you don't want those hips to twist. But you can also bring that right leg underneath if you need to come to a modified side plank. But if you can, stay up on those toes, right hand underneath, that shoulder. If you can, try and stay here. Try and stack if you can. You can also come to a tree if you'd like. But again, you can also do a knee, you can lift that leg. So you've got lots of options. So do what works for you. Try and find some sort of a side plank that works for you. Come and hold. One more breath. We're just going to twist back to center. Realign, readjust those hands about shoulder width, a little bit further maybe. And then from here, slowly, chaturanga, release to your up dog. And when you're ready, curl your toes, come to your downward facing dog. And then for a moment, we're going to give that right arm a release. Just take the right arm over to the left, give a little twist, a little stretch. Look underneath that left arm. And hold. And then from here, bring that arm back. Once again, come forward to that plank. This time, left arm moves underneath the body, feet stack, roll to your side to that side plank. So again, find that place that works for you. Keep those hips lifted, reach that right arm up. Modify if you need to, couple breaths. And then again, roll back, readjust, realign, slowly lower yourself down to your up dog. And when you're ready, to your down dog. And then again, take the left arm, reach to the right leg, right calf, right thigh, whatever. A little twist over, release. And bring that hand back, equal weight, coming back into your down dog. And just come and hold here for a few breaths. And then this time we're going to come to our knees, sit back to child's pose. So sitting back, arms extended, reaching in front, sitting back onto those heels. Take a minute, release. And then slide those arms in a little bit. Feel those wrists. One way than the other. If you feel those wrists a lot, I am. From those planks, the side planks. And then just let the hands relax. So instead of having the arms extended, elbows are slightly soft. And we're just sitting back. Taking a couple breaths right here. And then from here, bring your hands back beside your head very, very slowly. Lift that head up. And we bring ourselves up. And we're going to cross those legs and just sit back. And then come back. All right. So I said this at the beginning that we were going to be getting into a reverse plank. So we're going to be doing it here. Remember at the beginning we did this with our legs down. So hands are going to be underneath your shoulders. And if you can't, if it's too much, you can always just come where we were before. You can also too, if you have wrist issues, do this on your forearms. It's actually a lot harder down here, but wherever you are, hands underneath the shoulders. And again, just squeeze those shoulder blades together, lift that chest. And then as you can, peeling that bottom off the floor and lift ourselves up. And if you've got good neck stability, you can take that head back. So just coming into your reverse plank if you need to. Again, forearms is an option, but it's a lot harder down there because you don't have as far to lift. So just come here, point the toes, lift and hold. Give it a couple more, one more breath maybe. And then let's release. And then from here, let's sit up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Take a forward fold, and then hold. And just come, breathe. And then from here, inhale, lift ourselves up. So we make our way into boat. And before we did a modified boat where we were holding, you can start there. You can come there if you need to, but first just bend those knees. Let's take that upper body back, reach those arms long. And then as we can, lift those feet. So now you can stay here with those knees bent. If you can, extend those legs. If you want to extend and hold those legs, if that helps, you can. Do whatever works. Coming into your boat, whatever works for you. Just as long and open, roll the shoulders back, lifting through the top of the head. Pull that belly in tight. One more breath. And then once again, release those legs. Inhale up, exhale, fold forward. So come and take a second. Breathe. Make sure you have some room behind you to come long so we can lie back all the way and then come back up to seated. All right, so making sure you've got some space. Over. And inhale, head up. So we need to wiggle, wiggle, move around. All right, so because we are going to come back into our boat, or whatever boat you'd like, and then we're going to release ourselves long and lie back. And then we're going to breathe, either sweep the arms overhead or around and come back into our boat. So we're just moving from a lying position into a boat. So just do it at your own pace. When you come to your boat, try and squeeze those inner thighs together. Knees bent, you can help support. Knees bent, legs long, whatever works. And then back. One more time. Once you come up into your boat, however you're here, and again, if you need to modify, feel free, grab a hold, grab a hold, grab a hold. Take a second, breathe, lengthen, lift. One more breath. And then we'll release back and lie down and hold it here for a moment. can stretch. Yeah, key for yoga all day today. And he is just laying there in corpse pose, I guess. All right, cat pose. I think that's cat pose. Virtual resting, right? How many hours a day does the cat sleep? I wish I could be a cat. All right, from here, bring those hands up by your side. And then from here, we're gonna bring those knees in. Remember we did this on our forearms. If you need to modify, you can go there. It also too, if you're having a hard time keeping your low back on the ground, you can take the hands underneath the hips. And we're just gonna bend the knee. Remember here, we're just gonna extend one leg and then the other. So getting a lot of belly work today. I was talking to somebody, Pilates on Wednesday, who said the back was bothering her. And a lot of times when the back is bothering us, it's because we are not strengthening that belly enough. One leg extends and holds. And then I'll alternate again. And then the other leg extends and holds. And before we go to the other side, bend the knees, grab a hold of the shins. We did this at the beginning. Rock and roll up and back. And maybe too, as you come here, if you want to release the hands, once you come up for a moment, feeling a little warmer, a little stronger. And then we're going to come back onto our back. And again, if you have a hard time and issue keeping the low back down or it bothers low back, hands underneath the hips, extend those legs up. And then from here, one leg drops, comes back up. And also too, if you want to let those legs switch midair, you can. Whatever works for you. One leg extends and hold. Belly in tight. And then let's switch again. And then the other leg comes down and hold. And then switch. And then both legs come up. And then let's slowly release those legs all the way down. And take those arms out overhead and reach, point, and stretch. You should have felt lots of heat in that belly, maybe even that back. We'll just give it a nice big stretch. And then from here, bring the arms down by your side. Bend the knees, put the feet on the floor. And take the arms out to a T. And then we're just going to drop the knees to the right and look to the left. And then from here, bring the knees up, drop the knees left, and look right. So just a little gentle spinal twist. Just twisting, knees to the left, looking to the right. And then from here, bring those knees back to center. And then bring the knees in. Give yourself a little hug and circle those knees one direction. Give that back a little massage. And then the other way. If you want to use the hands to drive the knees without really pushing on the knees, you can release. Whatever works, just try not to grab a hold of those knees. And then whatever works, rock, rock. And giving that low back a little sense of release. And then whenever you are ready, now to make our way into our final posture for Shavasana. Traditional is corpse pose with the legs extended, arms extended by the side, legs relaxed. Now, if you do have issues with your low back, you can put a blanket under your knees. If you have issues with your neck, you can also use something to help give that neck comfort. Since we're in the comfort of our homes, we have lots of props. Do whatever you need. If you're cold, pull a blanket over you. I think we've got California and Arizona represented. I think no one is cold at the moment, but anyways, if you are, or something over your eyes, whatever is gonna get you to a comfortable place where you can just close the eyes, continue to breathe, letting that body and that mind be at peace. Just keep your eyes closed. Let that breath and that air move throughout in that body. And slowly bringing some awareness back into that body and that mind. You can move those fingers, those toes, hands, feet, arms, legs, or even that head. And whenever you're ready, rolling over onto the side of your choice. Anyone who's pregnant should go left. Everybody else choose a side. And remaining here for a moment. Letting that blood flow come back to your heart. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. And again, that quote is, it is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. And that's a quote from Aristotle. And when you're ready, bring yourself, use that outside arm, push yourself back up to seated very slowly, and slowly bring yourself back up to our seated position where we began. And hopefully, with a little bit lighter mind, a little bit lighter body, and continue to focus on that light, and we'll get where we need to be. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, as always, for coming to join me. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. It was great to see everybody.
Namaste.